Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Kamen Rider's SkyRider. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Ooh, smaller. So, alright, I'm going to make him flying, right? Because he's SkyRider. Ride, not write, not a skywriter, like, you know, those airplane people that write stuff. No, he's riding like a bicycle, but he's riding the sky, right? So I'm going for like a, you know, Superman flying pose basically, but I've got to give myself enough room because I'm trying to utilize the page this way, but I don't want to draw him off the page here. So that's what a sketch is for. That's what I've got to gauge the size, the angle, and what I can do with him. First, okay, good. I was going to say first, I know I need to be working on details, but I just want to make sure I get the helmet right because he can't be looking completely up, but I've got to draw it enough that it looks like he is looking a little up, you know? Okay, so shoulders are going to be up. Let's see. So, what if we do an out like that? We'll have to do a little bit of forced perspective, right? Maybe. It's almost a little too short. Like, what if we... Ooh, you know what I can do? Ooh, let's do this. Okay, so I put myself to a corner that I want his arm up here, which is off camera. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to raise it up. I'm going to do the old Superman pose. You know, one hand in a fist, one hand flying up in the air. So I'll still have him with his hand here, kind of in a flying position, but more of a like I said, raised fist, right? Let me yeah, that'll work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now that I know that's gonna work, let me make sure that I've got this hand going right. Like that? Yeah, I think that'll work. Alright, so let me make sure the rest of him is looking good. So he's going to have his waist right about here. Belt. Crotch. Waist. Legs. Flying out to the little old shoes, right? Alright, so I've got that shoulder raised a little high. Now that I'm kind of leaning back and looking at it, it's like, okay, let's lower this down. And I can put the shoulder right about there. Right? You know what's difficult is he's got these gigantic breasts. I'm gonna say it. Look, it's the padding, it's the material, it's the way they designed the costume, but they're giant breasts. And they're built onto like this like rib cage like looking thing. That's like almost like it's bug like, I guess is what it is, you know. But this part of the costume is supposed to be like padding, but it just looks like two gigantic breasts. So, you know, not to make jokes or make light of it, but that's the problem with how I'm trying to figure out this drawing, is that it looks like he's got two gigantic breasts. So I've got to try to make that work in a flying position. Alright. Yeah, okay, so now that I'm, you know, again, leaning back and looking, I'm going to keep going. bring down here. We're still on. Yeah, we got plenty of room. There's the heel. Come in like this. That was going to put this leg here, the knee. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. A little bit of artistic license. Okay. You know what though? I did draw his belt a little off to the side now that I sketched it out. So let me put it here more in the center. I can draw this little whatever this is. I think that's gonna work. Okay, and again, I'm not falling off. No, super close, but I got plenty of room. Okay, so again, let me just add a few more details here. All right. Okay, and again, I've talked about this before. I'm running out of KAMEN riders. I'm going backwards to the beginning, and I think that might be it. Well, okay, no, this might not be it. I'm just saying I'm almost at the front of where they all are. The front. I'm almost at the first one. You know, I said it before. I'm going to say it again many, many times. I can't talk. I'm not a speaker. Okay, so I think that's gonna work. Let me just let me see, what am I missing on this hand? Something is off. Okay, no, I guess not. Alright, that'll work. For this one, let's see. We're just going to do a fist. Let's see, we'll do super simple. There we go, like that. Okay, there we go. So, let me get some details of the face, and then we'll get going. We're doing good on time. Alright, sorry if I get quiet, but sometimes I gotta concentrate on what I'm doing, and I lose track of entertaining you. That's okay, right? Alright. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's enough sketch that I can actually get going. Oh! Almost forgot his scarf. Alright. There we go. Okay, so now let me erase some of these sketch lines and we'll get going with the Sharpie lines. The problem is, especially down here in the feet, the sketch worked, so I don't want to erase too much or it's all going to disappear. Because a lot of times, I'll tell you about this, is that you want to erase your sketch lines and stick with the confidence. But the sketch actually worked, so I didn't have to press too much harder. I did in certain places, but not everywhere. And so, I just got to make sure I don't make the whole thing disappear. But I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my pencil line, so if you're working with pencil, you just start pressing harder and you start making darker lines. Me, I want my Sharpie to stand out, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I say we welcome everybody that skipped, and let's all join the party. KAMEN Rider party. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but left myself a faint image that I can use to guide me on this Sharpie adventure. So I'm going to start off with the Sharpie pen and then add some fine details as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with the head and work my way down. Now the feet are going to be right around here, so you know, plan your sketch. I did on mine, but plan where it's going to be on the paper. Or if you only get to right there with your paper, hey, what happens, happens, right? I mean, enjoy yourself. That's really what it comes down to. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the eyes and build off of that. Because he's flying, his head isn't quite back and tilted up. It's kind of with his body. He can't really lift it all the way back. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and draw his eyes at this angle, like that. I'm going to do the other one like this. So you see how he's looking down, but his head is also kind of turned, so this eye is bigger than this one. That's just to help us with the placement and the shape. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the mouth, and then we're going to build off of that, because it's got to go around a certain point to fit with the design. Okay? So see, again, it's just from the way it's tilted. So let me try to get some of this detail in here, and then, oh, you know what I want to do? No, let me do this. Let me add just a little bit of tiny detail line work, and then we can build off of that, just so you can see where we are. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do something like this, and go up. And this one you can't see as much, so it's going to be something like this. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of extra for the color, like that. And again, it's just to help us with the placement of stuff, but mostly what I really wanted to do was draw the antenna, because I didn't want to draw through the lines with the big Sharpie. So they're just kind of attached on his head right here, and then it's just going to fly up. Something like this. But I wanted to do it with this small Sharpie because, see, I wanted it like this. I wanted it super thin, and I wanted to control this line width, when I can't really do that with that big Sharpie. Although, look how wide I just made that. Oh man. Oh well. I wanted it that thin, but it came out like that. That's what happens. That's what happens. You know, sometimes it doesn't work out exactly what you want, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna have some fun. So for his mouth, I'm gonna draw like the detail of it, and then come back and add some extra detail. So it's got like this, you know, bug pattern, or pincer type kind of pattern. And again, I wanted to be able to control it with the lines. So I also sketched the line going down the middle, so I know where I'm going. So I'm going to kind of play around with this, but also keep in mind the sketch that I did. And there we go. And that's all. I just wanted to be able to control these lines. It's actually like a 3D-ish looking line. That's why I kind of did stuff like that. But that's good. That's good for what I wanted to do. So now that I have that, I can draw the rest of his helmet. So his old motorcycle helmet. So I'm just going to bring it around to the top. I'm going to bring it around town. And I'm going to stop before I get there. Because like I said, I don't really want to draw through there. If I do, it's no big deal, but I was trying not to. That was part of the plan. Come back down. Be careful. Come back down to this side. And there we go. Something like that. A little more lumpy up there, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. Alright, so let's... Oh, I don't know why I'm switching. I'm still continuing with the big Sharpie. So let's draw the rest of his body now. So he's kind of one arm out, kind of in a Superman pose. So I'm going to draw his little kerchief like this. And this is why I like to keep the smaller Sharpie around to do little stuff like this. Little extra detail like that. You know, to kind of make it look like it's cloth. I mean, it's all cloth, right? This is way before armor was happening. This is all rubber suit and cloth is what this is. So this arm is raised up in a Superman pose. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this first. So I've got this shoulder up. So to accommodate that, I'm going to raise his costume up like this. Come down here to where his pecs are going to be. And we'll draw like a line like that. And then the rest I'll do with a smaller Sharpie just to, again, accent the amount of stress and cloth lines that are being bent to get him in this position. I want to do a whole bunch more, but I kind of need to slow down, because if not, I'll be doing all kinds of intricate little stuff, and we're not doing that right now. So since this arm is raised up, I'm going to draw the shoulder is raised, so I'm going to draw the rest of his bicep to the crook of his arm like this. Here's the forearm to his glove. I'm going to go ahead and give myself a stop point like this, so I can do the other side, which is going to be something like this. Okay. So this is just the opposite part of the hand. And again, because it's cloth and stressed, I like to do stuff like this just to kind of show, well, like I said, cloth material, you know? Alright, and the hand's just out in the Superman pose like this, you know, just flying. So I'm going to draw like a wrinkled old glove like this up to the hand. And then I'm going to draw just the thumb on the side. And then I'll draw the finger. So there is the index finger. There is the ring finger. I'm sorry, the middle finger, then a ring finger. Like that. So they're a little wonky like this, but that's okay. That is alright, because I'm just going to kind of clean some stuff up here, add some extra lines, just to show that it's, you know, a rough hand. Got some wear and tear on the gloves. He's seen a lot of action, you know? There we go, something like that. Okay. Alright, so there's one arm. So this one I've got, again, kind of in a Superman pose. So this one's off to the side, but in a fist. So I'm going to see, let's see, his kerchief is kind of flowing back like this. It's going to disappear behind his shoulder. So I can draw that shoulder, something like this. And same thing, it's all, you know, bunged up and wrinkled up because of the way it's across his, or the way it's being lifted up. And then I'm going to draw his arm down like this. There's the elbow up to the glove. And because it's in front, I kind of want to draw the glove first. That's why I'm kind of stopping with the detail of the hand there. Then I can come back and see what I could draw, like versus what I can see. Okay. Alright. And again, just adding a little bit of extra, you know, a little bit of life with creases and folds. Alright, so fist, we're just going to do in a fist like this, you know, nothing too crazy. So I'm going to draw the edge of his hand here up to his pinky, and that's where it's tucked in. And I want to draw this one first, because that kind of guides where the rest of them are going to be, because they're all technically back behind it, you know. Now the thumb is right here in the front, and so I'll go ahead and do that so you see where we are. But I also want to do it so it's in front of those fingers, like that. Okay, so again, I'm going to add a little bit of extra, a little bit of stress on this glove. And we'll go ahead and do like some knuckle lines, you know, something like that, so you see where we are. A little bit of, you know, again, wear and tear on the glove, a little bit of stress. Alright, so, okay, so I talked about this in the sketch. Ooh, before I forget, I can draw the rest of the kerchief, and I always forget. So let me go ahead and do, like, it's flowing back like this. Come back this way. Something like that. Not too worried about it being consistent because it's cloth. I can kind of get away with a little bit of inconsistency because, again, it's cloth, you know? There we go. Alright. So, again, his suit is pretty much plastic, you know, foam, that kind of thing. So he's got some big old pecs. We're going to draw those in right here. come down into this, and he's got like this bug type of chest thing, I guess. I don't know what the word I'm really looking for here. Thorax, is that right? Since it's a bug. Because it's got like these bumpy things, and that's just gonna go up, come down like this, go down to his belt, and then I'm gonna draw the layered, like I said, it's almost like an insectal type kind of side. Again, it's just costumes, you know, just kind of some kind of styrofoam they made up for the whole show. This was before armor and all that stuff. You know, it was just let's make crazy outfits and see what sticks, right? Okay, so here's his rib cage into his side, like that. Again, since it's cloth, I'm going to add a little bit of extra, just to show again that it's cloth. All right. Okay, so I'm going to draw his belt from what I can see. And again, I can't really, I don't know. I really don't know. I've got pictures I'm going by, but they're tiny little pictures that it's hard to tell what's going on. So I'm going to draw the top end like this. Come down, and it's like this oval piece. I don't know how to describe it. You've seen it. If you're here, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm drawing, so I don't know why I'm trying to describe it to you. Alright, and so I know this is not exact either. This is me just, again, trying to reinterpret what he's got going on here. His awesomeness of a belt. Alright. Okay, so again, I'm going to try to just, you know, do a little housekeeping, a little, hey, let's make it look cool, let's try to do something. Again, I apologize because I know I'm not drawing it 100% right. I'm just kind of doodling around with the lines I see. Alright, so now we're just going to draw basically pants and boots because it's just cloth, that's all it really is. So I'm going to draw side down here like this to his leg, come down here. Let's see, his waist is going to be like this, so I could draw his leg right here. There's going to be his boot. And let's go ahead and draw it since that's in front. I'm just going to do something like this. There's a heel, there's a front toe. Because he's flying, you're looking at the top of his foot. There you go, something like that. A little jaggedy, but that's okay. It's a new Sharpie, so it's ready for some action. Alright, so that's kind of his boot. Clean this up a little if I can. Alright, and the other one's going to be pretty much just behind it. That's really all it's going to be. Again, because it's cloth, let's add some cloth material. Alright. And there's a stripe down the side, but I'm going to do that with color. I'm not going to worry about that with the Sharpie. So his other leg is pretty much just right behind him, so we're just going to do something like this. And that's all you can really see, you know? And there, we kind of get away with, you know, that's all we got to draw because it's back behind him for his floating position, so. Alright, again, a little bit of stress for the boot. Something like that. We'll say that's his knee. And maybe a few more stress lines. There you go. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Kamen Rider's SkyRider. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.